The quote I'm reading out now, it's by Jack Kerouac. It says, "The only people for me are the mad ones, the ones who are mad to live, mad to talk, mad to be saved, desirous of everything at the same time, the ones who never yawn or say a commonplace thing, but burn, burn, burn like fabulous yellow Roman candles exploding like spiders across the stars."
I loved it so much that I read it like numerous times, and I'm going to mug it up.
Yes, it is indeed
I,
energizing.
yes, especially two words. One is mad, and the other one born. That's why I loved it. I think this idea of being mad, like crazy in a sense, but I call it mild craziness. Word mad and born. I do believe in being mad, even angry to some extent. Mad should be the word in Mahatman vocabulary, not sad. Sadness has no place. Madness, yes. And then born. Like I'm looking at the sun right now, and it's so bright and shining and giving life is because it's burning, it's literally
We
burning.
can use this analogy, sir.
Yeah. Absolutely. If I ever had a god to worship, it would be sun. Just amazing thing to look at and to experience on a daily basis. But yeah, it burns and gives life. Same thing with gold, right? Like we burn some kind of ore, right? Unless you burn it, it doesn't shine or turns into gold. All right, we're getting a bit poetic here, which is now allowed, right?
Yeah, a little bit of poetry is okay, sir. I think a little bit is good. The
Just the
book
right
should be
amount.
like a James Bond film, nothing of too much, but everything in the right proportion.
Yeah, yeah. That's a great one. That's a great one. Talking about James Bond, I think he's a great example of self-confidence. Such a perfect example, James Bond. Self-confidence really is the number one thing. Well, I think everything is very, very important, especially self-confidence, because there comes a stage where you feel like not comparing yourself with anybody. You
Yes,
don't
sir.
feel the need to compare with anybody. You don't feel the need to look up to somebody, not even obviously look down upon somebody. So you don't feel that you're greater than anybody or less than anybody. You're just so anchored into yourself and you feel so competent. That's how competence leads to self-confidence, and that's why hustle and hard work and the 10,000 hour thing is so important. Obviously, self-communication and feeling at par with everybody. I think that's how I experience self-confidence, frankly.
Someone who has shown self-confidence, like Priyanka Chopra. She is like she's all about self-confidence. She
That's a
always
good one.
keeps
That's
talking
a good
about
example.
self-confidence.
Hmm.
She's a great
Every
example.
interview you listen of her, it is about
Yeah.
self-confidence.
Yes, and she's
So
so highly accomplished, so she's credible also.
Hmm.
Perfect.
yeah,
That's it. Let's
Great
and
let's
she's
example.
talk
a
about.
perfect example of sir boasting. She is a perfect example of boasting. She achieves and she boasts about it. Then she again does
Yes.
something, boast about it. So she is like so good at selling herself,
Mhm.
and that all is possible because of her self-confidence.
Yes, I agree. I agree. That
Yeah.
boasting, you can tell that it is coming from self-confidence.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
it's not like she is trying to be somebody that she is not. You know,
Hmm.
she doesn't give a damn, does she? She is just into herself. I am personally interested in the brain science of self-confidence and also the actual techniques. Mahatman is definitely the
About.
philosophy and great self-confidence and how to build self-confidence. Like, let's say somebody has really, really low self-confidence and they go for therapy. So what kind of therapies are available? You have used REBT in
Yes.
Hustle. I like that kind of stuff. Because these
Yes.
are these are
RABT
proven
comes
techniques.
very, very close to what Mahatman espouses because the focus on rational thinking and using the prefrontal cortex, analytical power, and all. Amaya, I think, will agree. It's all
Yes.
about logic.
My favorite theological character, or probably a real character, uh, it's been such a long time since Krishna, Lord Krishna, lived on earth. He has kind of become a theological figure, but he is one of my heroes for sure. Everything that he does is kind of like Mahatman thing, about greatness. If you read Bhagavad Gita, so many times he says, I am, and I am, right? And he displays self-confidence, and he's in charge. He's always in charge, not by overpowering others, by his own health, wealth, and wisdom. He is in charge. The sense of being in charge without overpowering, I think, is rooted in self-confidence. Krishna is really my hero. He's not a supernatural entity for me. He is one of my heroes in so many ways. He was a warrior, great health, obviously great wealth, and great wisdom. And so all three things he has portrayed, and he's a unique kind of warrior. He's not sentimental like Ekalavya, who gave away his finger, right? He's not sentimental like Karna, who cooperated with the wrong side.
Krishna was a decision maker. He was not bound by one particular principle like Eklavya was or Yudhishthir and Karna was. I think he operated mostly on the basis of ethics and intention, and hence, till date, many of his actions are still controversial. I think this principle thing has limitations, while ethics do not, or intentions do not. Even in our life, when we go through some kind of belief system, or we have one particular belief, we face some situations and challenges where these beliefs get shattered. And in those moments of confusion or trying to understand what should I do in my personal experience, what I experience in that moment is expansion of my thought, and that leads to a greater acceptance of current situation or surrounding or people when I let go of that belief or when I let go of that sentiment.
That is such a beautiful thing. There is no fixity. Things change with time, place, location, culture, everything. And as long as we are firm and fair, Krishna as a personality, as a warrior personality, really displays that. And I don't think Ekalavya was principled. I think these people are sentimental. This sentimentality problem,
Right.
and this mysticism problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the sentimental thing just feels good, but it is no good. Really, examples are given by these gurus who just want followers, right? They don't want to make leaders out of other people.
Yeah.
They want followers, and the purpose of Mahatman is to make leaders. And the one thing about leadership is firm and fair. Self-confidence, in my opinion, is the sexiest thing. But people misunderstand that, and in India especially, people are so judgmental about anything related to sexuality. Literally, they're extremely judgmental.
That's true.
And so
That's true.
it is indeed the sexiest thing, and an incredible source of personal power and energy. Mahatman philosophy is about becoming sexy and hot and powerful and influential and impactful and motivating, healthy and rich and wise in the truest sense.
And all of these qualities we find in Krishna.
Exactly. Including his sense of humor, his romantic self. He's obviously an incredible warrior, and that's most influential to me. And he's the greatest diplomat.
Yes, I agree with everyone, and that Krishna is this epitome of Mahatma philosophy.
Krishna is also a symbol of detached attachment, by which I mean is, he's totally into what he's doing, but at the same time he is also immune to the consequences. So for example, if yesterday you mentioned like what if Elon Musk lost everything? So like Krishna is the person who, if he loses everything, it does not change him one bit, because he has that detached attachment to things. So I think that's a great quality.
Yes, absolutely. And that detached attachment, which I say non-attachment, I have used the word non-attachment in my Elements of Soul book.
Right.
Non-attachment is different from attachment or detachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean no attachment. It's a transcendental quality, and it is rooted in self-love and self-confidence. That when you are
Yes.
self-confident, then there is a certain degree of non-attachment, which you are calling detached attachment.
Right. So like Krishna is telling Arjuna. Arjuna is looking from an emotional point of view, but Krishna is the rational person who is counseling him to,
Right,
I mean,
right.
to look at it in a rational perspective and to be action oriented, just to brood over things.
Correct. Yes. Yes. Great.